Hi guys, it's Mike here from KS Bushcraft Down Under. For those who don't recognise it, this is my Drifter 100 Mini Portable Camp Kitchen. It's a great bit of gear, it really is. It's big enough that it's practical, it's not micro. I keep everything I need here for a long weekend or weeks away. So there's none of that, getting away and find out you haven't got a spatula, you haven't got whatever. It all lives in here all the time. And most of the time, for short hops, I use one of these disposable butane stoves. They're cheap, they're under 30 Australian dollars. And the cylinders used to be $4.55, now they've gone to about $6.50. I don't know whether that's the gas shortage or not, but still, for two people, maybe a cylinder half a day, so pretty good value. Now when things get serious, I swap out to a full-size gas stove and with a 4.5 kilo bottle. Now I was staying in a caravan park recently, peak period of course, and it was $470 for a powered tent site. Seems an awful lot. And the only thing I was using the power for was to plug in my fridge at night, which probably didn't need to be plugged in, but since I was paying for it I thought I'd use it. Now I've been watching guys mess around with induction cooktops. I thought that's sort of interesting, but it doesn't make sense if you're running it off the battery of the car. But what I was impressed with is how well it seemed to work in the wind. Now, living in Western Australia, it's windy. Sometimes you just want to scream. And you can see it by the wind shielding around this stove. Even with all that, it struggles. So I was thinking, if I'm paying $450 odd for a caravan backpack, I might as well use some of their power. Now I went to Aldi this morning and they had some, one burner induction cooktops. Had been $50, marked down to $25. Well, for $25 I've got to give it a go. So I'm going to test it, see how quick they are, with wind, without wind. And I think if you're camping where the power was, it could be a good thing. Now I've done two laps of Australia, once in the 80s and once in the 90s, and I carried an electric fry pan because I was working my way around. I found that I could cook anything in an electric fry pan, when I was staying in some pretty seedy accommodation, and it's a similar idea. So guys, if you want to see how this induction cooker rolls, hang in there, that's what's coming up. Okay guys, there's the box. Ambiano, high power, 2100 watts. Auto on and off after an hour 20. Easy to clean, but like that. Auto on and off, surge guard. 5 cooking functions. Oh, this is a bit technical for me. Suitable for pots between 12 and 26 centimeters in diameter. LED display. Pretty straightforward. Specifications in here. I don't know. So the first thing I'll need to do is work out if it works with my current generation of stainless steel pots. It mentions something about ferrous or magnetic pots. I'll put a magnet on my kettle, and it feels ever so slightly magnetic. Whether that be enough or not, we'll find out now. Okay guys, I've got 500 ml of water straight out of the fridge. You can see the cold mark on it there. Air temperature is about 21 Celsius. I'll turn the power on. Put it on fry. That says 220. So I'll start the timer and we'll see how long it takes it to get up 500 ml up to a boil. But I'd say it's definitely working on that pan. It's definitely working. Anyway, I'll cut back to you when we get close to a boil. So at 2 minutes, we've got 88 degrees, 93, 96. So just on 2 minutes, a half litre of boiling water. That's quick. That really is quick. So I might just fire the gas stove up and we'll do a comparison, because I've still got half a litre of cold water in the fridge, so I can reset just as a comparison with no wind in the same conditions. Okay guys, same again. I put a fresh cylinder in here to make sure the stove's at peak output. Now these small cylinders really do suffer in cold weather, but at the moment it's 20 degrees, so it's not an issue. So straight out of the fridge, 500ml. Full whack. Start the timer. Now interesting, when I lifted that off the induction, the handles were totally cool. They're normally a little bit warm when it's been on meths or gas or stuff, but it was totally cool. Anyway, I'll cut back to you when we get a boil. So at 2 minutes and 12 seconds, we've got 65 degrees, so we're well behind the induction. There's no wind, it's the perfect conditions for this butane canister stove. Now, but inside this manual, it says around half the time of gas, but that would be referring to natural gas, I'm guessing. It shouldn't have as much energy as LPG. About 3 minutes, we're at 88 degrees. So, just over 3.5 minutes. Well, that's interesting, isn't it, guys? I would not pick that. I really wouldn't have. So I'll repeat these tests. I might try a litre, which is a decent amount of liquid on both, and I might try them in the wind. I'll set up a fan to see how the induction handles a bit of wind. I'm hoping it's going to do a star job. So guys, you get all the right content on my channel. Well, I test it on my titanium cookware, and it works. I didn't actually expect it to work. So there's some bonus information for you. Okay guys, it's about 5 o'clock in the morning here. Air temperature's about 12 degrees. I was actually hoping for colder. Yesterday morning it was sub 5. So there's 1 litre of water in there. Do a baseline test. I was actually hoping it was going to be colder, so I can show you one of these cylinders starting to struggle due to the heat exchange. Anyway guys, I'll cut back to you when I get some results. So yesterday at half a litre we got a good boil at 3.5 minutes, so it should be 7 minutes I think. Okay guys, just coming up for 7 minutes. We're at 96 degrees. $98, $29, $7 minutes 20 seconds. Turn that off, be released the chirp of the neighbours. So exactly what I thought. It wasn't cold enough this morning to affect that cylinder on the litre boil. Okay guys, sorry about the MacGyver lighting rig, but I've only got one PowerPoint out here. So same as before, we've got a litre of cold water straight out of the fridge. Got the induction plugged in. So this kettle is full because this is a 1 litre kettle. Okay, on fry pan. Start the timer, and I'll cut back to you when we get a boil. Okay guys, I've shielded the light. The camera didn't seem to like it. We're at 90 degrees at 3.5 minutes. Bang on 4 minutes. Gee, because that's solid performance. That's actually faster than my regular jug kettle inside the house for a litre of water. Much quieter, by the way. So guys, I'm going to go and test it out in the wind, and I think we're getting some good solid data here, guys. I really do. Anyway, time for me to have my coffee. Okay guys, so I gave it some thought. How can I be so as consistent as I can in testing how good the induction is in the wind against the gas? So what I've done, I've MacGyvered off a pedestal fan on its lowest setting. I've measured the distance from that and the stove so it's be consistent. It's a pretty gentle breeze, so it's certainly nothing like what we normally encounter on the southwest of WA. So it's just enough. It affects the gas flame a little bit, but the kettle's got to go on. So I think that's a reasonable test. So I'll load up with 500 mils of water and we'll compare how we go. Okay guys, same as usual, 500 mils of cold water from the fridge. Air temperature's 16 degrees here today. Got the fan running. Gas running, timer running. So yesterday at 500 mils at 20 degrees Celsius, a little bit warmer day, but same water temperature, we did it in 3 minutes 32 seconds. Now I can hear that flame being upset by that fan already. It's not much of a breeze. It is a bit shielded here. But anyway, the test is the test. Anyway, I'll cut back to you when we get some data. So we're 7.5 minutes in, and we're up to 57 degrees. So that's doubled the boil time of the last time, and we're still nowhere near a boil. So, not stating the obvious, a little wind chill is really important on these gas stoves, but it's not that strong, really. Here, it wouldn't even call it a cool breeze. Anyway, if we get a boil, I'll cut back in. So guys, we're at 12.5 minutes. I've got 84 degrees, 85 degrees. So I'm going to shut this test down. I'm just going to turn the fan off. And see how quickly we get a boil now. So there she is at 13.5. So even a slight breeze is really keen on this gas stove. Which I sort of knew that I thought it wasn't going to be that bad. So you can see there's a really good reason that I have a big folding windshield. So it really needs it. So we'll repeat the test on the induction, and I'm hoping that the wind will have no effect, or close to no effect. Having some wind chill will have some effect. So guys, same as before, 500 ml of water straight out of the fridge. Okay. Right. Start the timer. And I'll cut back to you when we get some action. Okay, we're at 2 minutes and 10, which we had a boil before, so it's 4 seconds behind with the fan on. Well, that's pretty impressive. So just to test this, I want to increase that fan speed and have another go and see what cooking at a hurricane is like with induction. Okay guys, so I've increased the fan speed to medium, so significantly more wind than before. 500 mils of water straight out of the fridge, same parameters. Power on, start the timer. So I'll cut back to you when we get some results. Okay, we're at 1:54 and 92 degrees. Exactly the same, even with a higher fan speed. Exactly the same. So I'm calling it as not affected by the wind. And if it is, it's so slight it's, you can't pick it up. I mean, you've got to be losing some heat due to this airflow, but it's minimal. It really is. So, what do I think? Cheekers. If you're camping with access to AC power, and say you've got one of those campers with a slide out kitchen, I know they're always complaining about the wind. Must be carrying one of these. It's a smart move, it really is. So, well, for $25, I am so impressed. I really am, guys. Anyway, if you like the content I create, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out greatly. And I shall catch you next time, guys.